All right, Francis Scott is back on the news today.
Look at Erica running the show. I didn't realize that she'd taken over. She's like directing from here. I love it.
They make me do that. I
love it.
They make me do. I hate that finger pointing thing.
She's really bad at timing on that too.
I'm not so good about
Hey, we're so glad that you're back, girl.
Thank you.
Yeah. So first of all, tell everybody who didn't hear already. Tell everybody the surgery that you had and why that was. And now you can come back, because that's got to be tough. All that.
Yeah, well, you've heard of Labrador retrievers, right?
Right?
Forgive my, speech impediment this morning, and I don't
I have
speak
one every
well,
day.
so
It's cool.
I'm like 8 octaves lower. You could have big weather in here, and it's really me. But, okay, Labradors get the hip dysplasia.
Yeah.
I got the hip dysplasia.
Look at that.
Yeah, so I'm too inbred. Who knew?
All right, but you did you have that as a kid?
Yeah, but I didn't know, because it doesn't do damage until, well, you form hip sockets, and then they're just in the wrong place. Right. You're born without them, and then they're just a little off, and then they wear out faster if you're an OCD runner, crazy person.
Yeah.
And mine did. At like 28, I was like, my hips hurt. And they're like, nah, it's your back. And I was like, not my back.
Yeah.
And it took them about 10 years for me to convince anyone that it was that.
So if we throw a stick, you're not going to run out and bring it back. Right?
Always.
Only in the lake.
Always. I don't like lakes. Might be snakes. A pool, you throw a stick in the pool, I'll soak in it. If it's above 80, because I don't like cold.
So you had surgery.
Yes, sir.
On both hips.
Yeah.
At the same time.
Because I'm crazy.
Yeah. And I saw the story that they did on you guys, or on you and your family. Mm-hmm. And so, how long were you in the hospital? Because I can't imagine 2 of those hips at the same time.
They send you home. I mean, they're like, get out. No, you get up, you walk the first day, and then like you're home. I think I was home in like 5 days. The morphine kind of skews everything, so I don't really know how many days I was in the hospital. Never asked to look back, but yeah, a couple, less than a week.
But who was your husband taking care of you at the house, or who took care of you at your house once you got there?
It was a plethora of friends because my husband was getting his real estate degree at the same time on weekends. And I was still in danger of like dying, so he would book my friends to come in, which is like my friends. Barbara Gibbs came for a half day. My friend Mitch came for a half day. John Camp came for a half day. His wife came for a half day, and they were all like. Then he had to have people to watch the kids too. So Skip had to schedule babysitters not just for me, but for the kids for the weekends. And then he took care of me during the week.
We're talking to Francis Scott from WTVD, ABC 11. Is it kind of weird because you had this big comeback? Everybody's
I wouldn't call it a big comeback.
No, but it was great to see you
stumble back.
But it was great to see you back in this market. ABC 11 really just got their stuff together. The packages.
Oh, you
look
mean
good.
4 years ago?
Yeah,
or 2 years ago.
And you guys, you're rolling, and the ratings seem to be doing great. You guys got great chemistry on, and then your whole life just changes. How difficult has it been to get the strength to come back now tonight and be back on the air?
That's a really good question. I mean, it's scary. I wouldn't say, like, when it's rolling on TV, that doesn't mean your life's rolling in real life.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know that, but that's a good point.
Yeah, exactly. You do know that, because, like, everything seems fine.
So were you hiding the pain the past year?
Yes, because, like I said, you can't go to a party. Hey, nice to meet you. Let me tell you about my hip pain. I'm smiling, but I really want to rip your throat out.
And it's so weird because we see the pretty people on TV. We all see you guys are just
makeup
perfect.
And lighting. No,
but you wouldn't have any problems like that.
What?
We just see pretty people on TV, and you're so good at what you do. We just wouldn't assume that there's something going on below.
There's always something going on below. Yeah. Everybody has something going on below.
Oh yeah, we all do.
Yeah.
Or
we
inside.
We have drama, all this stuff that goes around here. At least we can talk about it for the most part.
I mean, I could, maybe on TV, but we have, 30 minutes chunks at a time.
Yeah, I know.
And nobody really wants to hear.
All right, no, well, that's not true. Everybody wants to hear.
Until now.
Yeah. All right, so here's what I want to know. So you've been out 6 months.
Yeah.
You've been watching a lot of TV.
No.
Been doing no news.
Yeah.
What do you feel differently now? Do you feel different than you did before you left?
I feel like the whole world could blow up, and I'd be fine.
Yeah.
Because I'm not in pain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but I mean, have you seen something like? Have you had a revelation about?
Oh, I've had a revelation that every person in the world has some sort of like chronic pain. It seems because they all write me on Facebook and they're like, "I've been hurting for 18 years," and I'm like, "The whole world hurts," and they all hide it.
Will you tell the news differently because of?
I think I was always compassionate before, but I might be a little more prone to like really feeling it even more.
Yeah.
I felt it before, but like I would go out especially when I reported. You know, you go out, you look for this missing child, and you're with his mom all night, and you come home and you cry for about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
And then, you know, that's gotten even worse. So my husband's gonna have a really good time through all this.
Yeah.
If you got to the point, so we have friends of ours who she's in a wheelchair, unfortunately, but they got to the point where it kind of became a fun thing for them, and they kind of joke about it, and it's their way of dealing with it. Have you pulled the hip dysplasia card, or like try to use it as a source of being fun and breaking the mood?
No, not breaking the mood, but like yesterday we're not morning people, and my kids wanted to sign up for hockey, and there are 3 of them, and they play on 2 different teams, and I got them, of course, late to the game. It was their first game yesterday, and you're not supposed to cut through the other teams, but I was like, "Yo, just have my hips replaced. Can I cut through?" And they let me through.
Next time they try to send you out to go report a hurricane or snow, you can pull that card too.
I don't think they want to send me out in a hurricane or snow. I mean,
so funny.
So this was a negative kind of that you had this, but what are the positives that come from like this situation happening?
You find out you're real friends.
Yeah.
You find out there are like angels plopping out of the sky everywhere. Like right when you're about to cry, this really nice person at the stoplight does something like hands you a piece of gum or something weird like that.
Yeah.
My funniest recent story, and I put it on Facebook, was so the house is trashed because it hurts to crawl around and clean the floors, which is what you do when you're glamorous and you work all the time. And my husband loves to serve rice, which you know what that does with kids. It's all over the floor. And kids love granola too. They walk around the house eating it, so you can imagine what my floor looks like. And so I'm walking around just feeling like, you are a disgusting woman, Frances. Your house is disgusting. You are such a loser. Because that's how we define ourselves as women.
Right.
They're a clean house. And I mean, I'm not a neat freak, never was, but it's a whole new level. Yeah. So I'm walking around I'm like, I gotta clean those baseboards, but I don't want to bend over. And I look down, and I see this tiny little, and I'm like, what is that? And it says hope. And I was like, ooh, spooky! And it's a bead because I started like making necklaces to try to keep myself still during this whole phase, and I had dropped a hope bead evidently at some point, and then I mean weeks ago, and because we don't clean the floor every week, and then there it was.
That's cute.
Isn't that awesome?
Yeah, that is good. That's really good.
Yeah, just stuff like that all the time. Plunk, plunk, plunk.
I don't mean to say who, but
can I say who was?
No. You know what?
Can I say whom?
No, whatever. But here's my question.
Okay, sorry.
So when you thought you had friends that were your friends, did anybody ever get mad at you because you wouldn't tell them what was going on or tell them what you needed? So the only reason...
No.
Okay. So I say this. What? After I had my brain tumor surgery, there were a couple of my friends who got mad at me because I didn't call them and tell them what was going on, which is the last thing you really want to do when you're having the surgery or the pain or whatever the case is. And so I found out that there are a lot of friends that, with other people, the same thing, that you will be no longer friends, or either you're just going to have to tell them, if you're my friend, you're just going to have to understand. You know, and if you're not going to be my friend, that's fine. I just wondered if you ever had that too, because you're so popular and everybody loves you. So did you ever get the emails like, oh, I wished you'd have called me and told me, I would have done this?